Okay, we're back in open session. For those that were joined when we were in executive session, I appreciate your patience. As I explained to folks before we went into executive session, you'd be in the waiting room. So again, appreciate your patience on that. Our next agenda item is number 3, open session discussing concerning the residents at Nahant LLC versus Wakefield ZBA HAC number 2023-07. With that, as chair, I'm going to turn it over to the town's council, Tom Mullen. Tom?
Mr. Chairman, your board rejected the 100-unit 40B proposal submitted by the residences at Nahant LLC for ample good reason. Site distances were dangerous. Parking was so inadequate that it was a near certainty that residents, delivery drivers, and visitors would be forced to park on Nahant Street and adjacent roads. The site was so constricted that 2 large vehicles could not maneuver around each other. Snow storage was woeful. At 5 floors, the building would tower over the neighborhood. The fire department had little hope of reaching the roof by ladder and did not have 360-degree access to the building at ground level. The project was a mess, and you did the right thing by saying no to it. But the developer appealed your decision to the Housing Appeals Committee, as was their right. And in that venue, the considerations that compelled your board to reject the 100-unit proposal would count for almost nothing. It was a near certainty that if we went to trial, we would lose, and that losing meant that we would forfeit the right to help shape the project to any extent at all. For this reason, Mr. Chairman, you and I, Town Engineer Bill Renault, and Police Lieutenant Joe Anderson participated in negotiations with the developer with the aid of a professional mediator in a last-ditch effort to reach a compromise. A settlement in principle was reached on April 23rd of this year. The applicant has since then submitted 2 rounds of revised plans to your board. The final plans that are before you tonight, which the board has examined since last week and has discussed in executive session tonight, represent a marked improvement over the original project. Instead of 100 units, there will be 60. The curb cut has been relocated to mitigate site distances. The building footprint has shrunk from 34% of the lot to 19%. The height has gone from 5 stories to 4. All of the setbacks are greater, including a front setback that has increased from 12 feet to 68. There is now 2-way circulation around the entire building. Instead of 137 parking spaces crammed onto the parcel, there will be 93, which works out to just over 1 per bedroom. Open space has been increased from 15,000 square feet to more than 21,000. And the ledge excavation has been reduced by better than a quarter. No one is happy about this, including the developer. But realistically, this is the best thing for the town in general and the neighborhood in particular. I ask you to vote to authorize me to file a joint motion together with the applicant to the Housing Appeals Committee to approve the settlement that I've outlined and which is before you tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Board members looking for a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move that the board approve as presented the draft decision on stipulation between the residences at Nahant LLC and the Wakefield Zoning Board of Appeals for a comprehensive permit pursuant to General Laws, Chapter 40B and 760 CMR 56.00, authorizing and directing the town council to file a joint motion, together with the applicant's attorney, with the Housing Appeals Committee, to order the said decision to be issued as the resolution of the pending appeal docketed as HAC number 23-07, and to take such other actions as may be necessary or appropriate to effect the said settlement.
Second that motion, Mr. Chair.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. We're looking at regular voting members. Any further discussion? Hearing, seeing none. Dave,
Yes.
Chip,
Yes.
Joe,
Yes.
Kasumi.
Yes.
I vote yes as well. That's unanimous. Thank you, Mr. Mullen. Appreciate your support on this and good luck.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And thank you.
You're welcome to
the
stay for the
report.
rest of the meeting, but
I appreciate it.
Have a good night,
All
Tom.
Thanks.
thank you. All right, next up, continued hearings. As is our practice, we have a couple letters on continuance. I will read those into the record and look for some motions to continue these matters. First up, 35 Stark Ave, case 2521, a letter from Attorney Brian McGrail dated today. Dear Mr. Chair, please continue this matter until your meeting on August 13th, 2025. I anticipate a request to withdraw my client's appeal at that time. Motion to continue to the 13th of August.
Mr. Chair, just to be clear, my notes indicate that we previously extended this hearing to September 15th. Should we consider a request if the attorney's here?
Attorney McGrail is here. Mr. McGrail,
Do we want to, again, we usually, if we're going to do this,
Do
we
we
want
need
to
to
give
extend
ourselves some
this, or do
breathing
you-
room here. Yeah.
do you really expect to withdraw this appeal by August?
I do, but I respect Mr. Hatfield's concern. We're happy to extend, and I can send a letter in that regard, whatever Dave thinks is appropriate.
Well, maybe to the end of the month. That gives us both meetings in September if we need them, I guess.
How about October 15th, Dave? Does that work?
That's fine. Again, it's your
Keep-
discretion, your request, if you think, but it seems reasonable to me. I just want to do that, get that out there before we made a motion.
Let me just check
I
what.
appreciate it, but I'd like Mr. McGrail to get this off our agenda. It's been on here for quite some time.
Yeah, I would too. Yeah, October 15th is fine. That's a Wednesday, so.
Okay.
All right, so Mr. Chair, I move that we continue the matter at 35 Stark Ave to our meeting at August 13th, 2025, and accept the applicant's request to extend the time for the board to render a decision to October 15th, 2025.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Regular voting members. Any further discussion from anyone first, though? Hearing, seeing none. Dave,
Yes.
Joe,
Yes.
Chip,
Yes.
Sumi?
Yes.
I vote yes. That matter's continued to the 13th. Next up, it's related to case number 2521, 2522, located at 154 and 158 Salem Street. Letter from Attorney Brian McGrail dated today. Dear Mr. Chair, please continue this matter until your meeting on August 13th, and that we're still working on revising the plans and drainage report for submittal.
Mr. Chair, I move that we continue the matter at 154 to 158 Salem Street to our August 13th, 2025 meeting.
Seconded.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing, seeing none. Regular voting members. Dave,
Yes.
Joe,
Yes.
Chip,
Yes.
Kasumi?
Yes.
I vote yes as well. Ms. Cummings, I see your raised hand, but we're not taking public comment at this point. We're not, we don't have a matter open. Next up, continued hearing, case 2543 Wakefield Living LLC, located at 62 Foundry Street. If you recall, we were just waiting for motion language on this, and I can report to the board that we have worked out language. Town council has signed off on it. Mr. McGrail, this is your matter. Do you want to add anything to that?
No, I think I'm fine, Mr. Chair. If I submitted that language to town council, he reviewed it, he edited it a little bit, and that has been submitted to you. And that is the motion that we would respectfully request be presented to the board for consideration.
Yeah, I found it consistent with the board's discussion, so. Looking for that motion.
So,
Chip?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to modify two special permits and a variance granted by the Board of Appeals related to 62 Foundry Street, filed with the Wakefield Town Clerk on November 30th, 2021, and recorded at Middlesex South Registry of Deeds at Book 79509, pages 313, 325, and 337, collectively the decisions, which currently allow for a restaurant use in combination with a 58-unit multifamily mid-rise apartment building at the property, so that the decisions and the relief granted pursuant thereto shall allow for either a restaurant use or a professional and business office use in combination with said 58-unit multifamily mid-rise apartment building at the property, with the following condition. The professional and business office use is limited to a period of 5 years, commencing on the earlier of the issuance of a C of O for the commercial unit in which it will be located, or July 1st, 2026, whichever occurs first, unless further extended by the Board of Appeals in its sole discretion. Furthermore, the occupant of a professional and business office may only be DUC Residential LLC or another occupant approved by the Board of Appeals in its sole discretion.
I'll second that motion.
Okay. Motion been made seconded. Any further discussion?
So, Mr. Chair, I'm not voting on this, but just a quick comment question. I do recall from the
Sure.
previous. Was there a stipulation in there that they come back after, within those 5 years, after 3 years or something, like, or if something happens with a restaurant, they could always come back? Is that still understood or part of this decision the board's making?
That wasn't included in the motion. I
Okay.
mean, we could add a sentence if you want for them to
No,
check
no,
in. and
again, I
switch-
missed the original hearing. I was here last time when it basically got continued, but I thought I heard when I was reading the minutes from the previous meeting that I did miss. I thought there was mention of coming back after another period of
No,
time.
I
No,
recall that
I
as well.
don't think so. I think it's just, my motion states that it's just for either use, and certainly gives them the right to come back at any time they want if they want to change it out.
Okay,
We don't even have to come back to change it out. I mean, it's allowed. So if the restaurant comes in, they can do it in 2 years, just they can do it.
As of right.
And we respectfully, the DiBiase is gonna own this, so if the board ever wants on their own to ask us to come back, we're gonna be, to just have a discussion, we'll be agreeable to do that. At the board's discretion.
okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Thanks for clarifying. Again, I just
Yeah.
want to clarify that for the
Okay.
purposes of this discussion. Thank you.
So voting members here will be Chip, Joe, Katsumi, and Greg, and myself. So the motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion beyond that question? Hearing, seeing none. Chip,
Yes.
Joe,
Yes.
Katsumi,
Yes.
Greg,
Yes.
and I vote yes. That matter is unanimous. Thank you. Next up, cases 2545, 2546, Best Realty LLC, 139 Albion Street. Mr. McGrail, I believe this is your case.
It is. Thank you, Mr. Chair. For the record, Attorney Brian McGrail on behalf of Best Realty LLC. Ryan Barry is here on behalf of the entity tonight. We're back before you. We would have presented this to quickly refresh your memory on this. It's 139 Albion Street, which is at the corner. It's on Tuttle Street and Albion Street. The little red building, which you're all familiar with, across from St. Joseph Church. It's currently been utilized 100% as an office, and what we're requesting is to divide the building with half of it to be used as a fast food use, which is really going to be a bake shop. The plan at this point is Candarella's, who's a very respected business and beloved business in Wakefield, will be moving there, and they do a lot of cakes and cookies and cake pops and macaroons and treats and drinks and that type of fast food. So a lot of times when people see fast food, they think it might be a Burger King or a McDonald's, and I state that because that triggered a couple of memorandums from town departments, which your board at the last hearing asked me to vet with them to see if what their concerns were specifically and if they would be addressed. So I did have an opportunity to do that. DPW had requested an upgrade in the water line, they had potentially grease traps, stuff that you might see for, you know, a more prototypical fast food use, like I just said. And when I explained to them what was going to transpire here, they had no concerns on this. And they said if there's anything that they specifically need, they would deal with that at the building permit stage. The fire department, likewise, they made comment about, you know, fire suppression on a hood, if it was going to be there. And we discussed at the last meeting that there would be, you know, no hood that would be needed here. They're only going to have two ovens that don't need to be outside vented, that show on the floor plans, for baking. And the fire department also had comment about a central alarm system. They think that will probably need to be upgraded. But again, I talked to Deputy Chief Purcell, and he said that would be dealt with at the building permit stage when they do the build out. Mr. Barry's a licensed electrician. He does a ton of work in Wakefield, so they're familiar with him, and he's familiar with them and understands all of the requirements that he will certainly adhere to. They had also made a comment about the possibility of a need for a fire suppression system, which Deputy Chief Purcell did not think that will be needed either. But again, that will be dealt with at the building permit phase, but that is not anticipated to be a requirement. So I did do my homework on them as you were requested to make sure that there was nothing outstanding. There was other comments that the board had, and they related to some architectural comments and some site comments, and I'd like to hit on the architectural if I could first.
Yeah, please pull it up.
I'm gonna pull up my screen here. See. So I submitted a plan, architectural plans that were dated June 12th. We've made one little revision on those, and I'll show it to you. And then if I can, I'm going to send those to you and Ms. Purcell, the board secretary. So this is just, you know, to familiarize you with the building, looking at it from St. Joe's Church. On the right-hand side where Bronson's Insurance was, that's where the fast food will be, and then the left side remains office. Again, you've already seen this. This is just a demolition plan. This is existing conditions, which again are all office throughout the building. And these two windows are going to be going away. To refresh your memory on that, everything else is staying. This was the first thing that needed to be clarified. Kasumi had pointed this out. There was a conflict here with this window. It didn't have a hallway in the bathroom, so the architect has resolved that, and then also clarified access to the basement. As you can see, the office is 1,112 square feet, and the fast food area is 846, and the basement goes with that. But obviously, customers are not going to be in the basement. It'll be more of a prep area, etc. They're proposing to have 22 seats, some at a bar area and some at a table. The change that was done from the plan that was submitted to you on Friday, you're talking to Mr. Barry, even though it's not a requirement, you can see the kitchen area here, the prep area. He's looking to, let me just blow this up if I can. He's looking to put a small vent in the roof over that area, just like a low profile dampered exhaust vent, just to get some heat out of the kitchen if it's necessary, but that would not be connected directly to any appliance. It's more just a vent for the building, but for full disclosure, we wanted the board to know that. As you know, I am all about full disclosure. So one of the things that we put on the site plan, and I wanted, because I don't like any surprises for the board. I don't like to hear of them after, while it's under construction. The electric meters are going to have to be put on this side of the building. They're not there now. I wanted to point those out because it's kind of sneaky that you can't see them. But that, and you know, Mr. Barry's an electrician, as I said, and speaking with the light department, it's not like it's a transformer or anything like that, but those will just be the electrical meters for the building. But I did want to point those out that they are there. So those are the changes to the architectural plans, Mr. Chair. Should I go on to the site, or you? Wonderful.
Well, if board members, let's tackle this one. If board members have any questions or comments on the architectural changes?
The only comment I would like, if it could be done, Brian, and I don't think it's a big deal, because that's a one-story building, and typically the vents and the covers for them are shiny metal. Can that get spray painted a flat black or gray, something so that the sun doesn't shine off of it and
Yeah.
bring attention to it?
I don't think that's an issue. Ryan, could you answer that? Is that okay with you? You gotta unmute, Ryan. You gotta unmute.
And Ryan, as you're unmuting when you come on, if you can just identify yourself.
Well, if he can't unmute, I'm gonna just tell you that we can do it.
Yeah,
Shake
okay.
your head, Ryan, can we do it? We can't hear you. So Chip, that's not a problem.
I didn't think it would be. It's
Yeah.
just because it's gonna be visible.
Yeah, it's a point well taken. It makes sense. So, we would be happy to entertain that as a condition.
Can be anything that
Okay,
blends in with the roof shingles.
Yeah.
So Brian, I'll just ask you, why do the meters have to be there? Is that light department or is
Yeah,
that?
It's where the electric is in the building, because Ryan said that it has to be on that side of the building. And it's the closest place to put it. I mean, they're gonna be just like typical meters, Tom. It's not like a
Sure.
transformer or anything like that.
Okay.
I mean, there's really nowhere good to put it on a building like this. I mean, you kind of don't want it, with the railroad where people are waiting, and, it's kind of a good place to tuck it there.
Okay. Any other questions from board members on this?
Brian, so what's the date of the plan you're showing? Because the one we have is
June
dated
23, Dave.
6/12. Okay,
Yeah,
so
this is June.
I'm
This
back
is,
now, Brian. Sorry about that. My phone was giving me trouble.
oh, no worry. You can paint that thing to match the roof, right?
Absolutely, no problem.
Okay, great. Thank
Right.
you.
so the final plan is dated 6/23 that shows that
23
additional
at the bottom,
rendering.
Dave. You can see it, yeah. Right down.
Okay. No, just want to make sure I got the date right
Oh, thank you.
for this. But other than that, I'm fine, Mr. Chair. I just want to clarify that. I'm fine. He and I would agree with Chip. Be good to just try to minimize its glare or visibility. So whatever color the applicant chooses, but that's a
All
condition.
right, anybody else before we move on? Okay, Mr. McGrail, move on.
Okay, so now I'm gonna go to the site plan. And thank you to the board for this, because you had brought up a concern, or a question, I should say, and a concern on handicap parking. If one should be delineated specifically, especially with the change of use. And the answer is, after talking to our architect, the answer is yes, it should. So, as I've mentioned, this is a condominium unit, and it has exclusive use to this area where a lot of the parking occurs. So we're putting one handicap parking space here, which meets the ADA and handicap access board requirements. Our architect has confirmed that. We're showing it on the site plan now. This area has historically been used for parking, which it will continue to be. We didn't know if the board wanted the rest of these spaces marked out. So we gave you both options. So this would be, historically, they have not been marked out. People have just parked there. But we certainly can do that. So this is how it would be if they were going to be unmarked. We would have to mark the handicap space only. Or the other option is as follows. So this would mark out, qualified 9x18 parking spaces. And we could fit a total of 6 plus the handicap for 7. So it's really the prerogative of the board. Mr. Barry's fine doing it either way, whatever you think is appropriate.
I
So
prefer
my
this one.
opinion is it would be good to define the parking spaces. But the only thing I would do, Brian, compared to this layout, is I just lay it out for 6 spaces plus the handicap and eliminate that last line to the left.
Just make it a big space, Chip?
Well, make all the spaces a little bigger.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yep,
Yeah, I mean, when the guys come to line it, just have them do even
Yeah.
amount of spaces.
yeah. That,
You
yeah,
get probably 3-4 more inches, and
let's do it, Dings.
yeah. But I like it defined and give people direction.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Any further questions or comments?
So is this is called Plan B or Option B or something, or with and stripes? So
Yeah, I would just reference it
potentially condition that. Yeah.
with the stripes, and we would reference, this is the plan that I would submit with the record decisions.
Okay.
So if I may, Mr. Chair, so what we're specifically requesting is a special permit for fast food use and, site plan approval that goes with that, with the, the typical findings that are made on a special permit. And then we also have a special permit request for reduction in parking. If you calculate the square footage of the office use, 4.5 spaces will be required. And on the fast food use with 22 tables plus one for maximum of 3 employees at the maximum work shift, it will be 6.5. So 4.5, 6.5. So total of 11 is required. And as you can see, we have 7 parking spaces.
Any other questions or comments from the board?
No.
If not, I'm going to open it up to the public. Are there any members of the public here to comment or ask a question about this application? If so, please use the raised hand function in Zoom. Very small crowd tonight. I'm not seeing any. So going once, going twice. Closing public comment. Back to the board. Pleasure of the board.
Mr. Chair, I move that we grant special permit and site plan approval for Best Realty LLC at 139 Albion Street, pursuant to 190, Section 23 of the bylaw. Based on the plans, the final plans submitted, site plan Mass Survey Consultants LLC, updated through June 19th, 2025, and the architectural plans from House Group dated 6/23/2025, and allow the requested use as presented. The board makes the following findings related to the granting of that special permit and site plan approval. Number 1, the use requested is listed in the table of use regulations as requiring a special permit in the district for which the application is made. Number 2, the requested use is essential and or desirable to the public convenience or welfare. Number 3, the requested use will not create or add undue traffic congestion or unduly impair pedestrian safety. 4, the requested use will not overload any public water, drainage, or sewer system or any other municipal system for such an extent that the requested use or any developed use in the immediate area or in any other area of the town will be unduly subjected to hazards affecting health, safety, or the general welfare. 5, the requested use will not impair the integrity or character of the district or adjoining districts, nor be detrimental to the public health, convenience, or welfare. And 6, the requested use will not, by its addition to the neighborhood, cause an excess of that particular use that could be detrimental to the character of said neighborhood. And this motion is made with the following conditions: that the proposed vent to be installed on the roof be painted a dark color, black, gray, at the applicant's discretion to minimize its visual appearance, and that the parking spaces that are permitted or for this use for this property are striped in accordance with the plan presented this evening.
Seconded.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing, seeing none, regular voting members, Dave,
Yes.
Joe,
Yes.
Chip,
Yes.
Kasumi,
Yes.
and I vote yes, that is unanimous.
All right, Mr. Chair, I move that we grant a special permit under Article 7, Section 190-36C of the Wakefield zoning bylaw to Best Realty LLC at the property 139 Albion Street. To reduce the standards and requirements of off-street parking. As requested, I make this motion with the same findings as the previous motion and the same conditions as the previous motion.
Second that.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing, seeing none, same voting members, Dave,
Yes,
Joe,
Yes.
Chip,
Yes.
Pitzley,
Yes.
and I vote yes, that too's unanimous.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck, Mr. Barry.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
All right, next up on the agenda, other matters. Of which I don't see any.
No,
Okay. Next up is clerk board comments. Joe, anything?
nothing really, no.
Yeah, sorry if I screwed up getting that signed stuff over to the planning board, but
No, that's all right. Kevin reminded me and I knew you or Dave had it, so I wasn't sure who was juggling it, but
no, I think at the end of the day, it was spoke, Dave gave it to me with the intention that I was supposed to give it to them, so, but they have it now.
oh,
It's all right,
good.
yeah.
Okay, good. Yep.
Anything else? Anybody?
Anyone go by Main Street and crossing Americal?
Malaise is,
yeah,
what's down
they
is
took up a
down.
couple, they took up a couple parking spaces. You mean that one?
You mean the one, yeah, with half the building's down and all the parking's gone right before the 4th of July? Yeah, that one.
No, I think they're moving the parking back now that the building's down.
Right.
Move those screens back.
I
But
think
hallelujah, activity,
I-
progress.
Yeah,
hopefully.
I think what's down is what's coming down. They're done with that, so
Yeah.
they're reusing the other part of the building.
Yeah.
All right,
No.
the only other thing that I'll say is, our meeting in July is on what date, Amy? Sorry,
15th or something like that. We forget.
I had the 16th. Is that
16th,
what-
yes, July
Yeah.
16th.
16th, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, there's a case coming in on that, on Quinnipiac Parkway. The matter was passed by town meeting, so that's gonna be, that might take a few hearings, so, if folks can be there, that would be great. I want to just make sure, I know folks are trying to plan summer vacations and stuff. It'd be good to have as many people as possible attend. That'll be the kickoff for that one.
Which one? Sorry, Tom.
On Quinnipiac Parkway, for the
The
storage,
storage
storage
unit,
Oh,
right?
the storage
Yeah.
unit. Yeah, yeah. Okay, sorry.
approved at town meeting.
Yep. Okay, thank
So that
you.
might draw some interest. So I just want as many of us to be there, knowing that July might be tough, August might be tough.
And when's the August meeting? I know, again, for Mitt's purposes,
13th,
being new in 13th. So we've got
13th.
only one in July and August, Mitt. So
Yep.
that's the summer hours. Okay.
Yep. Just a quick heads up on that.
Mr. Chairman, can I just ask again, what's the holdup on us going back? I don't want to go back live for July and August, but can we shoot to go back live in September?
I don't see why not.
Okay, I mean, all the other committees are pretty much back. PBC's back. We're using the public safety and it's working just fine.
Why don't we
It's
do
hybrid, so
Rockport?
you can do
Uh,
both.
Let's do Rockport, July and August. Do it up there.
That's fine with me. Come on up. I'll be there.
Amy, I'll talk to you about that when I bring the files back, see if we can't see what the deal with that is, with the goal of the first meeting in September being down at the public safety building. Chip, as you know me, I much prefer live. I can't
Yeah,
stand
I think it's about time. I mean, I don't know so I'd love to just make that a goal if we can.
Agreed. Where everyone else is back, it's like, why not? Like, why? So why can't
Okay.
we? Yeah. Okay.
Next
cool.
up, we're going to, we need a motion to approve the minutes expertly prepared for June 11th meeting.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the meeting minutes of June 11th, 2025, prepared by Amy Purcell.
Second.
Okay, this can be votes for vote. We're gonna vote by voice. All those in favor?
I
Aye.
Aye. Against? Seeing none, that is unanimous.
Motion to adjourn.
7:50, not bad. I was shooting for no later than 8:15, but motion to
Maybe a
adjourn is always
record.
in order.
Maybe a record. I move that we leave.
I already moved it. Someone's got to second the damn thing. We
Second.
can't leave. Okay.
All's in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Enjoy the
Night,
rest of your
guys.
night,
Good night.
folks. We'll see you in
Have a good
July.
summer.
Good night,
Good
everyone.
night.